Hi there, I'm Construction Gamer, and this is the UK Northern Powerhouse on Transport Fever 2. This will be episode number 70 in the series, and in this episode we're going to head down towards Mansfield. I thought I'd pretty much done the most of, the vast majority of the main networks, but I've forgotten, poor old Mansfield's been forgotten about, so that needs connecting up, and I think I will go back to Penistone as well, because I don't think that's been connected up since we rebuilt Sheffield and disconnected the Woodhead tunnel. So those two places need fixing before we move on to anything else really. In the last episode we built Leeds Bradford Airport, which is all set up now. It's got flights coming in from Liverpool, Manchester and from East Midlands as well. There might not be routes in real life, but it's just nice to have the airport connected up and actually doing something. That's the whole purpose of it. In order to connect the airport up to the public transport network, we built Apley Bridge, so that's all connected up now with services running into there, and then we've got the shuttle bus running back and forth. I mean, there's a few services using it, but not a massive amount, but it's there anyway. So Leeds Bradford, although I think that where's the airport? I've called it Leeds Bradford, so it wants to be Leeds Bradford, doesn't it? So there we go, that's in place. Now heading down towards the southeast of the map, now we've got Mansfield and we've got Penistone as well, which let's just have a look. Coming towards Huddersfield, do we have the junction in? No, we don't. So we've got to put a junction in there and a bit of track, which I guess we will actually get that done now quickly. So yeah, I'm going to chuck in just a piece of track from here. So I think from coming out of Penistone, actually no, let's get that in first. Get rid of this track here, and then from Penistone it goes down to a single track. There is a passing loop somewhere, but it is mostly single track going in towards Huddersfield. Now the train, I was going to say the train looks quite tricky, but it looks relatively straightforward, I think. Let's just get a 5 miles per hour piece of track. No, we don't want that. We want something a little bit quicker. I think we want high speed track, but no catenary. So let's go and get this sorted first of all. So we want to get rid of all of this electrification, because this was electrified when it was part of the Woodhead route, but we disbanded the Woodhead route and now it's just it's just been left forgotten about basically. Since when we rebuilt Sheffield, we basically had to cut it off basically to get the junction in. Now I just need to take a quick look where it actually joins into Sheffield. It doesn't actually join into Sheffield. That's gonna be tricky. It takes a hard, depending on which way you're going, if you're heading south, it takes a hard left towards Barnsley. So we're going to demolish all of this track anyway. This doesn't need to exist anymore. This would have been the old Woodhead, or part of the old Woodhead route to Manchester, but that wants to be gone. And then we want to get rid of this, so maybe do a little bit of demolition here as well. Not too much, just a little bit, just so we can get a hard left in coming out of Penistone. And no catenary, thank you. Just something like that. Would like a reasonable speed, something like that maybe. That should be alright. And then hopefully this will join up towards the top of Barnsley, which is what we want. Put a few curves in. We don't want it to be completely straight, and actually it does want to start coming downhill as well rather than being on an embankment, because Barnsley is a little bit lower than Penistone is on this map anyway. I'm not sure what sort of heights they are in real life, but it's definitely lower on my map, so we'll try bring this down as aggressively. Let's see where we're up to. I think we should be alright. We need to get rid of this road here and then swing this in towards Barnsley. So we didn't actually need to build too much track, but I didn't want to build that much. Just throw in a junction there. I'm guessing it's most probably 2 track. I didn't look too much. I just looked as far as Penistone, so we'll have 2 track anyway. And I think what I'll do is push that back. So the service is going to go Huddersfield, Penistone, Barnsley, and then on to Sheffield as we build a track on the wrong side. That's not good, is it? Right, get this in and then connect this up, which is all nice and relatively straightforward. And then this little bit is probably going to be the trickiest part, is getting into Huddersfield. But do we want any viaducts? Possibly. Oh no, we don't want a slow one then, do we? We want a nice fast viaduct, thank you very much. Using one of the more modern ones. What's it going to be around this tartar yellow limestone maybe? Where's Huddersfield? Just keeping that in mind. I'm just going to take a quick look at the map again. Just didn't really interrogate it too much. We need to find out if there are any tunnels, which there are. There are actually 5 in total and 2 which look quite long, so we'll put maybe not as long as the Woodhead route, but they do look relatively long. Now can we get away with forcing another tunnel? No, maybe if we come from here like so and then connect that up. No, that needs to be, no, not that one. Which one is it? Alright, let's get rid of all this again. Just throw in a bit of a nice viaduct along here. I don't know if there is one in real life. Maybe that's a bit bigger than I would have liked. A bit longer as well. I think it's yeah, we'll just maybe reduce it in size a little bit with some embankments like so. We'll have a nice little viaduct there, and then coming into here another, maybe not quite so long, another tunnel, and then let's see if this is going to let us actually get into Barnsley. Not Barnsley, Huddersfield. Gonna have to demolish this here and then chuck in a bit of track there, just making sure it's not hideous, which it would have been, like so. That's, I guess we can run it onto that platform and then just hopefully as the crow flies onto there. Another massive viaduct. I don't know if I want that there. Let's push it back a little bit, I guess, and then I'll do some work with the terrain. Yeah, that bit of a cliff edge there, it's a bit hideous, but yeah, we will sort that out at a later date and make it look not so hideous. I just want to smooth this approach here, so that's all relatively straightforward. So all we want really is a signal just after Penistone, I think, so we can have a couple of trains on this one way, and then we want a few signals into Barnsley. Is that junction? Yes, that junction is hideous. Why didn't I didn't check it. Should have, shouldn't I? Let's try that again. Something a little bit more attractive. No, you're gonna let me just that. That's all I wanted. Bring it down a little bit like that. It's a bit slower, but it's not the end of the world. It would be slowing down. Why are you doing that? What are you doing? And then I think we're gonna have to push this back a little bit, aren't we, just to make sure we can connect it up. It is going to be relatively slow. Don't want a tunnel. 55, that's not too bad. Slowing down for the station anyway, and then just throw in a couple of one-way signals there, and then I'll have one there, and then just smooth that off. Again, I'll do it better later on. Just want to smooth that off. That's that done. Hopefully we can get a service into Sheffield, which is quite busy. So it's Sheffield, Barnsley, Penistone, Huddersfield, and then we're going to come back like so. And I'm guessing it's a northern service. I think pretty sure it is, and it's Huddersfield to Sheffield, and that really should have been painted a different colour. What sort of colours have we got coming in? I think this wants to be maybe the darkest blue we've got, and maybe this one here can be a little bit lighter, just so we can differentiate. Then let's just make sure we're all on the correct tracks, which it should be because we're using one-way signals anyway. So that's good. That was pretty painless, although this can be a one-way signal. I think I'll get rid of this little bit of zoning there, and I think I'll replace the bridges and do some stuff around Penniston, put a shuttle bus in and improve that. But I think that's that done. The next one is down towards Mansfield, which has been forgotten about. I'm going to just go in, although we do have a bus route. It has been connected up with bus route, so it has been growing all the while. Just going to get rid of this western edge of Mansfield, I think, and obviously I'm going to have to reconnect that. Don't think there's anything of particular note with the train station, or the railway station rather. Building size, small, blue, I'm guessing again. Possibly might be northern, or what have I got it down as? No, East Midlands rail, so I'm guessing what we're going to brown. Tracks 2, catenary, high speed, yeah, high speed catenary, no. Tracks 2, yeah, that's right, isn't it? Don't know what I was thinking there. And just chuck that on. Just chuck that on. What's up? Are you gonna connect onto there? No, you're not gonna do that. That's hideous. Right, maybe a little bit more demolition then. Put the station in like that, and then we'll have a nice flat road along there, get that hooked up. Just chuck some roads in just to get this connected up. Obviously I'm gonna have to put a bus service in of some description, and then this wants to go off towards this, was it Shire Oaks? Is it? Yeah, Shire Oaks. Now, as far as I can see on my service map that I've done, which maps out all the services, well, not all, but the majority of the main services, the actual service that I can see actually starts. God, this is going to be some nice terrain to work with, isn't it? This is going to require a lot of work, I think, to make this look a little bit better. I think this particular part of the map might have been ever so slightly forgotten about as we headed over to the northwest, but in my defence there is a lot going on in the northwest. But yeah, we're going to have to fix the terrain around here, make it look a little bit nicer. Just double check this to make sure it's not hideous. That's alright, and that's alright. And then this can come down. Which side? The track on me on there. Now I doubt there'd be any particular viaducts or anything around here, because I think this part of the world is relatively flat, so I'll have to do a lot of work to actually make this look a lot flatter than it actually is. We just chuck that in there. So yeah, what I was saying is there doesn't appear to be a service which actually runs down here. There might well be, but I couldn't find one, or didn't find one. So this will just be in here just because it exists, not for any particular purpose, but it's there anyway. And then the rest of it is actually pretty straightforward. is just... Now I'm guessing there must be a service, like a bi-directional service, because there are 2 platforms on Mansfield as far as I can tell. And it is a pretty big place as well, so I don't think it'd just have a service running backwards and forwards to Nottingham. But I think what I'll do for now anyway is I'll just put a switch in there, put a signal on it, and we will just, for now, unless somebody tells me otherwise in the comments, we will just have the East Midlands Railway service to Nottingham. So that is, according to my map, it is MFT. Could be, sounds a bit weird, but it's East Midlands Railway, isn't it? And it's, where's it going to? It's going to Nottingham, which is just going to be not. And then it wants to be, which we'll have, deep maroony colour, like so. And actually, just looking over here now, we do have Matlock as well, which I've also forgotten about. Let's just take a look at the map. And there appears to be a Matlock Derby Nottingham service as well. This is another place that's kind of been forgotten about. Just want to, we've done that, haven't we? Mansfield to Nottingham. Might be some service on here, possibly. This bit here, Rotherham, that hasn't been connected up to anything. Now this, again, this is another piece of track which I don't think would actually have a use, but I'm going to put it in anyway because it's been forgotten about. So we will connect up this Chesterfield to Rotherham. Don't think there's going to be any viaducts. More terrain work for me to do, although having said that, it does give us an opportunity to put a little bit of a bridge in here. So we want... Actually, we'll put the road in first. So what we do in main road, something like that. That should be more than high enough for that. And then going to connect this up. Yeah, that'll do. Well, no, it won't do, but just want to try and get as close to the road as possible. If it's got, yeah, it's letting us do a junction, which is nice. Makes a nice change. And then delete that. Now, is this going to let me put in the bridge that I want? I just want a girder bridge, that's all. That'll do. Nope, maybe not then. That'll do. That will, yeah, that's fine. Chuck that in there. I know it's a little bit messing around, but it really does make for a better girder bridge, having the actual buttresses as close to the road as physically possible. A little bit of extra work, but hopefully it is worthwhile once we come and put the walls in, which we're going to do now, otherwise I will just forget. So let's get that one in 2 tracks. We'll stick with the, I think, yellow around here. Yeah, this is that's quite deep, isn't it? Let's maybe 1, 2, 3. That's better. Get this connected up. Now, there's no red flashing thing there. Let's pause the game, because I did break a road, didn't I, with a bus service on it, but it doesn't seem to be complaining. Maybe it's rerouted itself. I'll just have to double check that, I think. We'll get that in there, and then we'll smooth that off a little bit, do some more work later on with that, and then just put that in middle on there. And then you can see there the actual wall itself is right up to the road, and that's a bit more realistic and better looking. And then we'll just chuck in the last bit there. So yeah, you can just see a little bit more wall when you have the road as close as possible. We've got a little bit of thing there, but what I normally do is not hugely. Let's do a little bit of smoothing. Probably a lot of smoothing is going to be required for this. Yeah, I think we're going to have to use the flatten tool a little bit. It does look a little bit kind of mad doing it this, but sometimes it's the best way for actually getting the smoothest look possible, basically. Just smooth that off a little bit. It will require a lot more work, but I just want to do a little bit of painting here. It might not be super accurate, but I think it just looks better than having the cliff texture, having kind of the concrete texture on there, and then get rid of some of the grass. Bit of the cliff just makes it look a little bit neater and tidier, I think, doing it like this. Especially with it getting rid of the grass as well. Like, we do have a little bit of a dip there, but that's not the end of the world. Just make this look nice and flat, something like that. Not liking that. So I think what I will do is come along with the wall tool as well. Now I could use this. This would be better, wouldn't it? Is this trying to snap? Yes, it is. But no, I don't want it to snap. Just want it to be along here, and it'll match the actual brickwork. So we'll have it by 4. Just trying to get it into position without it snapping is what I'm trying to do. So it is a little bit awkward. It should make this look a little bit better than having that crease. No, come on, I don't want to. Just want this to be like that, and then we'll come round and hopefully it'll just let us put in another bit, possibly. Yeah, I think that'll do. I'm not going into super. No, that's not even super detailing, is it? So that's all connected up. Doesn't need to exist. I don't think there's a service that operates on it, but it's there. And so we come down to Mansfield. Now we did break this, and it's not complaining. Why not? Not sure, but we will have to connect that road back up because there is a service on it. Actually, did I upgrade this? road. Where did I just do that bridge? That one, is it? Can't remember. Yeah, just here, that wants to be upgraded. And then coming down, going up, where are we going? Round and round, Mansfield. Just want to get this connected up. So I'm guessing 1. Nope, maybe if I just flatten that off. Collision, shouldn't be. No, there really shouldn't be. That's miles up in the air. Why is it saying collision? Right, bring it down 1. That's better. It doesn't need to collide with anything, does it? And we'll just put in a basic girder bridge, maybe an under truss. Get this connected up to that, perhaps. Is that all? Yeah, that's not too bad actually, slope-wise. I think we will live with that. Delete some of this back, and then get that connected up to there. A little bit of smoothing. Going a bit too eager there with the old gun. Just smooth that off. Upgrade this before I forget, just to take ownership of it basically. And then we'll come in with the assets, with our walls, and no cap, or that's great. Swing it round, just glitch it in until we can see that we're kind of on a straight sort of track, and then drop that down. Fills in that horrible kind of glitching you get in between the road and the bridge, like so. And then just the usual bit of paint around here. I wouldn't go as far as calling this detailing, but it just makes it look a little bit better than it otherwise would. So we'll do that. I think we'll only be using that tool. That gives you a better, more crisp angle. And then what I'll do is I'll fill in the rest with ballast, I think, along there. And I think I've just gone over me concrete, just paint that in, and back with the concrete along there. Have I gone over that a little bit? Yes, I have. So we'll just try and look underneath the bridge. It's a little bit tricky. Okie dokie, I think that will do. That's connected up anyway. That's what we wanted. Did I disconnect Penniston? I think I did, but I'll fix that. No, I haven't actually disconnected anything, haven't I? It's all got its... That's Huddersfield, that's why. Penistone, have I broken anything? No, wasn't connected to Huddersfield anyway, it's just connected to Barnsley. So that's all fine. Do we have is that a bus service? So we want our buses, just the ones we can see, Penistone, Barnsley. We'll actually sell those vehicles, get rid of that line, because that'll be competing with our rail service, which we're going to be putting in. So that's fine. What have we got over towards? So what's Mansfield? Mansfield's got a Chesterfield-Mansfield, which doesn't compete with anyway, because there's no direct rail route between Chesterfield and Mansfield, so we'll keep that in place. Although, having said that, what we will do is we'll hijack it and we will turn it into a little bit of a shuttle from this side of the city as well. Does this go into Chesterfield station? It does. That's already doing that. So what we'll do, I'll just get rid of all. I usually find it's easier just to start the line from scratch. So it can be a little bit of a shuttle then into the station like that. What sort of frequency are we getting on that now? 70 second. It'll probably go up a little bit, I'm guessing. Just get rid of, I think I'll get rid of that bus stop and replace that with a little bit of street, a little side street maybe. Construction not possible. Yes, it is perfectly possible. And then just kind of connect that up to there. That's a bit ugly, isn't it? Unnecessarily ugly. We can do a little bit better than that, I reckon. Just chuck a curve in there. Get rid of this street. I don't know why that's like highway, country road. We'll just chuck a bit of grid in just to encourage some development, because obviously once the new service is in place, it will have some sort of it will start to grow. Some sort of start to grow. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Good. So we want a depot, just a little fake one. I think we'll just nope. That's definitely putting in a station. Just a little depot, catenary now. I'm pretty certain that this track isn't going to be electrified. Chuck that out. I'll probably delete that actually because it's a little bit ugly. And then what sort of vehicles? So we diesel multiple unit. And I'm guessing maybe 170. Does actually look quite nice in the 155 capacity. Should be alright for now. I think only one train should be more than enough on this. It's not that far, isn't it? They're capable of 100 miles per hour, so it's just shuttling back between Mansfield and Nottingham. Have we got a Newark? I guess we should have a Newark as well into Mansfield, so I think we'll do the same. So we'll have a bus stop. I think we'll have a couple of bus stops. I think I just want a bit of road to connect that up, just so people can walk more than anything from over here to that bus stop if they so wish. And then coming into Newark, we're going to want a couple of bus stops, and then we're going to put on another line because there's no direct route from Mansfield to Newark either, so we're not really competing with anything in particular. Get that connected up. So that's, although it's not going to be a coach in this particular instance, I just call it coach anyway if it's not a shuttle. But what I normally do, actually having said that, no, I think we'll go with stagecoach around here. Do we have a bus truck depot? Now what's that? I reckon 1 to 6. We'll go with 6 to begin with and see what that does. Do we have have anything. What are you? Dublin. Arriva County. I'll change the colour of the... I mean, it doesn't really matter if the route's not the same colour, but I do like my line colours to be the same as the colours of the buses, if you get what I mean. So this, if it's a first, it's going to be a purple or a pink. If it's Arriva, it's going to be one of these colours. If it's Stagecoach, it's going to be orange. Yeah, a little bit strange, I know. A little bit anal, maybe. Terminals on the return, you should be on... No, on the outward journey, you should be on 2. Don't know why you defaulted to number 1. So we're not going to get any indication. Are we? 99 seconds, 83 seconds. I will live with it, I think. Or maybe one more bus. Go on then. Where was that depot? Which depot? I used it down here, didn't I? Chesterfield. Rather than building a whole new depot. So first, Arriva County. Yeah, it is county, isn't it? And then we'll put that on Mansfield, Newark. And then what I want to do actually is, just because we've introduced some new vehicles, just apply the maintenance across the board, just keep it 25%. Good, so that's all connected up. We've got our service. Actually, is that giving us an indication as to the frequency of this? 4-minute frequency. Yeah, I'll keep that. That will do. So yeah, that's all pretty well connected up now, isn't it? Now, as we come into... Did I delete that depot around Mansfield? Because it was a little bit ugly, that, wasn't it? I think just coming off here, just going to put in another fake depot for now, just so I can get trains on this. Now, did I decide? I'm guessing it's northern, isn't it? I'll just double check. Yeah, the Penistone is definitely northern in this particular instance. So we will swing that around, and what we're looking at here, so it is Huddersfield, Penistone, Barnsley, Sheffield. I reckon 3 should go on that by vehicles. Diesel, multiple unit, and we will go with, I don't think it's a Northern Connect service, I'm not entirely sure, but I think we'll probably go with 158 Northern trains, one of them for now. 1, 2, 3, 25% maintenance. Huddersfield, Sheffield via Penistone. I think I could just put them on all at the same time because we've got that single track section, so hopefully, I'm just gonna wait and see. Hopefully it won't release. Let's just check the platform. It will be that platform, isn't it? Hopefully they won't release another train from here until this is returned back. So that gives us a little bit of a time, and that should be fine, isn't it? I think that gives us a good gap in between the trains. I'll leave it, but I just want to make sure we don't introduce another train until this is done the return, basically. Yeah, just watching this, the only problem is this train is waiting all the way down here until its platform's free, which is a little bit of an issue, but I'm hesitant to put on a signal here, and it's going to have to be a two-way signal anyway, which I don't generally like using, but what tends to happen is the train will be released. If I put a signal here, then this train down here will be released and it will sit here. No, basically what will happen if a train goes into the platform and there's a signal here, the train waiting down here will be released. So you'll have a train sitting here, we're looking at this, and a train sitting here on the platform looking at that. That's what normally happens anyway, so I think I'm going to have to live with this kind of thing going on here. It does help the space. Actually, no, what I'll do is I'll stop messing around, because it could take a while for the trains to actually get a free path, so I think I will just move this up here. There is a passing loop up by Shepley anyway, so we will put that in just to move the train a bit further north, but it still gives us a reasonably good gap of services, which is what we ultimately want, but it gives us somewhere a bit more northerly for the train to wait one way in each direction. That will release that. Could potentially, no, can't, can it, because of the... No, that's fine. That is fine. Stop messing around. Good. So they're all released, but it doesn't really matter because it's got to wait anyway until it makes its return trip back. So that's all fine. We've got Mansfield connecting up. So I think that is it. I mean, I'm going to do Matlock, I think, off camera. But what I need to say before I finish this episode is that this map, obviously, every 10 episodes I aim to release the save file, so this save file should be on the Steam Workshop for you to have a go at your leisure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of work to this. It's a little bit back to front, isn't it, because I'm recording this before I actually upload it, but I'm going to do Matlock, get that connected up, and then do a little bit of smoothing so it looks nicer, and then I'm going to upload it, and then it should be available in its updated form for you to take a look at as and when you want, basically. And I'm going to update the mod collection just to make sure that's all up to date as well, because I have introduced a few new mods, and I also need to subscribe to the new Northern branded Class 150, which a couple of people told me definitely does exist, but obviously I haven't subscribed or turned on the skin pack which it belongs to, which I just keep forgetting to do, basically. So I need to do that, and I will add that to the collection as well. So what shall I leave you with? Shall we leave you with the journey from Penistone to Huddersfield? That could be quite a pretty little journey. I will do a little bit of work with the smoothing gun to make it look a little bit better, and then I'll leave you with that journey in towards from Penistone up towards Huddersfield. So I'm going to say until next time, bye bye.